This month's local spotlight is someone I think you're going to love. So I'm here with Carrie from Brownies and Ginger, and it's not a bakery. Let's start with that.
No.
Carrie, let's start with your story. How did you decide to start this little business of yours, and where did you get the name from?
So I started this little endeavor because I was a nurse, tired of working nights, weekends, holidays. So my husband said, why don't you find something you could do from home? So I had been making my own soap because I have eczema, dry skin. So I kind of parlayed that into a little business, got a table at a Christmas fair, craft fair one year, and did great. And then people started asking me for more things, more soap. Was wonderful around the holidays, but I needed to find a way to keep it going throughout the year. So I then started marketing my products as bridal shower, wedding favors, and that was 12 years ago, and here I am.
It's been 12 years.
It's been 12 years, yeah, 2013.
Wow.
I was still working as a nurse, but, doing this on the side. And then it got to the point where this was kind of overtaking my hours in the day, so I kind of stepped back from nursing, and it's been like that ever since. I got the name from my daughters. I have two brunettes and a redhead, Brownies and Ginger. Yes, lots of fun.
That.
But people do think it is a bakery, but it's not. And it's been great. It's been a great experience for me, and it's still going strong. So
awesome. So from being a nurse, those are some crazy hours.
Yes.
And now you get to make your
my
hours.
Own. Yes.
Right.
It's great.
So it started as something personal for you. Did you start with the soaps or?
Yes. I kind of needed things that didn't have a lot of additives, chemicals, more natural, So basically I use natural vegetable-based oils, lye, that makes the oils into soap, and it's like soap your great-grandmother would have made to wash their clothes, even wash their body. It's just very simple, no chemicals like the big companies add to make the soap last longer or make it harder or make more bubbles that are not good for your skin. Just basic 101 cold process soap that I make, and I love it. It's like a science experiment too. I love that part of it.
Okay. That would go hand in hand with your background a little bit, because I think with nursing, you need to know a lot of that scientific
Absolutely,
stuff.
yeah. So that was fun too, the learning curve. I did take a little course on safety because you do work with lye when you make soap. There's not lye in your finished product. The lye kind of transforms the oil into what your soap becomes. There's no lye left in the final product, but lye is dangerous. You have to wear protective gear, protect your eyes. It can make you blind if it gets in your eye. Yeah, it's dangerous. So I really wanted to know everything I could about it before I started really getting into it. I was a little intimidated by it, but now it's like second nature. I always have all my PPE. I have my gloves, because even on your skin, lye can cause burns on your skin.
So this is interesting. I didn't even think about this part, and we didn't talk about this beforehand.
No, we didn't.
But what else is the process like? Can you take me through
Sure.
a bar,
So basically, you pick whatever oils, and you have to weigh everything. Kind of like baking, like mass-produced baking. Weighing is better than measuring cups, like one cup. It's more by ounces or whatever, or grams. I do ounces. You have to mix your lye. It's an acid, so you have to mix it, you weigh it into a measured amount of water. It gets hot instantly, has to cool down before you get it into your soap. And then you get your process ready. Like some of my oils are hard oils, so I have to melt the oils and get them to an even temperature with everything else that I'm using. So it is a process, and it's a science process, because if one thing's too hot, it'll affect the final product. If you put the lye in too hot, the soap, doesn't come out well. So, and if you don't weigh everything properly, you do get a soap that's lye heavy, which is totally unsafe to use. And now at this time, you'll know right away you see it, but I'm so careful. I check my scale calibration every time I make soap, and it is very scientific, which I enjoy.
And so you make, I call them flavors, but obviously we're not eating them, right? It's not a bakery, like we said, but the different scents that you make, do they all follow the same process? And when does that personalization part of it come in?
So I of course, lavender soap. I feel like everybody makes lavender soap. It's one of my best sellers because most people love lavender. And lavender essential oil has a lot of skin calming, good effects for, eczema, burns, different things. So it's very calming for your skin. I do use fragrance oils in some of my soaps, but I don't use ones with phthalates because that's just not, it's not a great thing to have, another chemical that you don't need. But for instance, if you use vanilla, I don't make a lot of vanilla soap because vanilla, like you've seen vanilla extract, it's brown.
Yeah.
Vanilla scents in soap, the soap comes out initially white, but over time as it turns brown.
It turns brown.
It looks like chocolate.
And people would be like, oh my gosh, what happened to my soap?
Yeah. So I don't really like to make too many because they're not very pretty. So there's just little nuances, things you learn as you're going. And I've learned a lot over the years, but self-taught, which is great. And, I kind of pick scents that I like. And people seem to like them too. I do get requests for some scents, but when I do get those, I know I might not sell them. So I just make a batch for the specific order. I do that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because I'll get honeysuckle or very strong florals that, a lot of people don't really order that. So I'll make a smaller batch for those people if they request it. So I keep a lot of different scents and essential oils on hand for whatever may come.
So that's awesome. I had no idea that you would tailor a soap to somebody's request.
Definitely. I mean, I have, baby showers. People might want it to smell like the baby fresh, so I do a lot of different things if people request. And I usually keep a big stock of things that people might ask for. So I'm always prepared.
Yes.
Like a good nurse.
That's very good. You've been trained well.
Yes.
So you had mentioned that the lavender is a fan favorite.
Yes.
What's your favorite?
The oatmeal. I like oatmeal soap. Yeah. I think you like that
it's
one too because you always order that one.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because it's like skin calming. There's a little bit of grit from the oats. I grind oats up to powder inside the soap batter, and then I just put some regular oats on top. And yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So the oat, is it? Wait, I don't even remember. Is it apples and oats?
Apples and oats.
Yes.
Sometimes I do oats and honey. Yeah, I change it up.
Okay, I just remember the oat part of it. It smells delicious, first of all, and it's just so nice on the skin.
Yes.
And when I'm done showering, sometimes there are oats at the bottom of my shower.
Yes, I've had people ask me if it was fudge because when you sometimes some fudge when you go to the boardwalk, there's fudge, and sometimes it looks like this.
It looks like that.
Yeah,
that is so funny. I do have to say, I don't know how many years it's been that I've been using your soap. Yeah. However, since I started using it, it's been many years. I use nothing else on my body.
Thank you. That's great.
So
yeah,
it's amazing. It's
once you
so
change,
nice.
you definitely notice the difference. I have to say, especially if you have some dry skin issues or different things, you definitely know the difference between a homemade, not processed in a factory bar, as opposed to what you your Dove, even though people say it's safe it's just different. It's not the same.
Right. So that was one of the things that I wanted to ask you. And you touched on that before, the difference between homemade versus what you buy in the store.
Right.
All those chemicals.
It's all, yeah. If you look at us, you look at my soap, it's basically oil, lye, distilled water, fragrance, and botanicals, whatever. Sometimes I put flower petals, oats, whatever. Next time you look at a bar of soap in the store, look at how many ingredients are in your bar of soap. It's a lot that you wouldn't expect and you might not recognize.
I have gotten into the habit over the years, but even more so now, because I have a daughter who is very particular about, the products that she puts on and in her body.
That's good.
That I'm checking labels constantly.
Great. No, it's absolutely.
It's definitely a good habit to get into.
Definitely.
If you can't understand what you're reading, you don't know what that word is, you probably should not be consuming it.
Absolutely. 100% agree. Yeah. So that's kind of part of the reason why I started looking into what could be causing this besides, the being outside and the cold, obviously your skin gets, so there's other things at play here, what you take internally, what you put on your skin. So it's interesting once you start to break it down. And that's what I did. So then I started making a body balm for the eczema patches, and people tell me they've used it on things from a light sun. You've told me a sunburn. I have people that just come back to me from my body balm every year. And I have to tell you, so it's a little short side story. I had a friend from Ringwood who had passed away, and she used to get this balm from this San Francisco spa. She would spend $200 for it. And she said to me, can you make something similar? So it's not exactly what she had, but she's like, oh my God, this is better. So I started making it for her, and then I started using it, and I was like, wow, this is really, really good for my eczema. So that's kind of like where that all came from. And like I said, I have people from, all over the country that come back and say they'll buy 5, 6 at a time because they'll keep it on hand because they never want to be without it, which
it's saved great. My sunburned body. That's all I have to say. I'm usually very careful in the sun, and I don't know what happened. I think, yes, I was in Florida. It was a super hot day, and I was like ready to jump right in the water because I don't go in the water unless it's super hot. Right. So I'm like, if I sunscreen now, it's gonna come all off in the water. I'm gonna go jump in the water. I'm gonna get out and sunscreen. Well, that was a mistake. I was fried like a lobster, and I'm like, nothing would help me. And I found a little jar of balm that I had in my bathroom, and I slathered it all over my body, and it was like the most amazing thing.
Yeah, so. it even like a little, not a deep burn, but a cooking burn. If you put that on there, lavender is very calming for burns. I mean, I wouldn't pour it on a hot burn that's really, really bad, but like slight burns, like a sunburn, it's actually very calming for that. But yeah, it's a nice feeling because people really, really like that product. And it's, and I do think of a friend that kind of got me started making it.
She inspired it.
She did. Yeah, she did.
That's awesome.
So it was great.
So what other products do you make?
Well, like when I told you I started kind of marketing myself as a wedding favor, bridal shower thing, I was like, well, people, like candles and things like that. So I make soy candles using soy wax because it's more natural wax. It's not like the paraffin with the color and different things. And again, I use phthalate-free fragrance or essential oils to scent the candles. Body balm, mostly soap. I mean, soap's been my bread and butter for a long time now and I enjoy it. So it's great. So I'll make gift baskets. I'll make other things on request. But like I said, my top 3 are the soap, candles, and the body balm are my major.
Okay. Do you still do the scrub?
Oh, yeah.
The body scrub?
Yes. I make sugar scrubs. It's a big seller, especially around Christmas, because I like to gift package my things. And that's a huge one. Thank you. Just a little bit of a brain fart.
It just popped into my brain.
Yeah, no, the sugar
totally
scrub.
Forgot
yes.
about it.
And again, it's all natural. It's just white sugar, natural vegetable oils like coconut and sunflower. And again, people who have like issues with dry skin will say they use that like every day, like on their hands or whatever. And just having that barrier after you're done, it leaves a nice moisturization on your skin. And I use that too.
It does. It feels really nice because it is like super oily, but not in a bad way. Just like in a very, very moisturizing way. So it's not like a rough scrub that leaves you.
No, it's very mild. It's gentle. And people love it. So thank you for reminding me.
My pleasure. All right. So Carrie, where does all this take place? Where is your production?
So originally when I first started this thing, I was doing it in my kitchen, destroying the cabinets with all of my ingredients. So my husband, actually, we built a little she shed in my yard that's heated, air conditioned, very temperature controlled, insulated. And I'm in there winter, summer, fall, spring, working on my things. And I keep my mess out there and I don't have to bring it inside. It's been a great thing not having to go rent space and have that overhead for my little business. And it's just a nice little place to go hide sometimes when I want to be alone.
I can imagine that it's very therapeutic what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. My brain loves to keep busy. Like just recently I learned the sourdough finally and the sourdough bread. So that was a process too, because I made my own starter from scratch and that's the whole thing too.
I'm shaking my head because I have no patience for any of this.
Yeah, it was annoying me that I thought it was easier and it wasn't. And I finally cracked the code last week. So I'll be sending some your way eventually.
Awesome. I would love that. So when you are in your she shed in the zone, doing your thing, do you have help at all? Or are you doing all this by yourself?
I do have a woman I bring on. Different times of the year I'm busier than others. Obviously, like this summer's a little slower. I do have a lot of weddings, but it's more like more work for one person than two. definitely like fall, winter. I do have another woman that's like a PRN employee. She'll come in when I call her, and it's great. And we sit in that shed and we work and we talk, and it's like a social hour too.
That's awesome.
It's great.
And fall is probably really busy with
Fall's
weddings,
busy.
right?
Yeah. Summer slows down. It's like the spring is busy because people are having those like early summer showers, and then the weddings happen, later in the summer. So, but it seems like people do more bridal shower favors like this than wedding. Some people do wedding. I feel like candles maybe are more popular for weddings. But yeah, it kind of like has its ebbs and flows, but it's like any other business. It's the same. A lot of ebbing and flowing.
I just had a funny thought. So I know in the past, during Christmas time, you make the ugly Christmas sweater soap.
I do.
I love that. That goes in everyone's stocking.
Yeah.
So what else do you do seasonally?
Change up the scents. I'll do fall scents for soaps and scrubs, candles, obviously. Christmas time, I have a whole Christmas line I come out with. And every year in the fall, I try to come up with more new ideas. New packaging is really fun for me. I love coming up with like the designs of packaging and, even like gift boxes, different things like that. And I love I take all my own product photography pictures and do all of that, myself. And I enjoy it. It gets daunting sometimes because you're like, I got to take more pictures. And, sometimes I say maybe I should hire somebody, but I love it so much that
it looks so nice. The presentation is always so pretty.
Thank you. And so that I enjoy all of it. So my brain's always working, which is a good thing for me.
Okay. So somehow for me, all of this fits in with like self-care.
Definitely, yes.
And so do you have any self-care rituals that you want to share with us?
So of course I like to go to my Pilates class, which I, do religiously now, which is wonderful. I just do like that spa shower once or twice a week where you're kind of using all your products in the shower.
You do that.
Taking the time. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I definitely do that. Just time for yourself is so important, and self-care is huge. So I'm trying to think what else I do. I just like to read. I listen to audiobooks too. Just little things. But those little, even though it seems like 5 or 10 minutes for your brain, it's important. So,
it is.
Even learning new things for me is self-care because I keep my brain busy. I don't like feeling like I really want to know how to do that. So I love all that. And I have the time to do it. So I like learning new things.
That's awesome. I'm with you. I like learning new things too, but not sourdough.
No, it's not that hard once you crack the code. So
but you have to take care of something.
You do. You have to. Yeah, you have to feed it like a baby
I'm done
every day
doing that.
and put it in the fridge. And yes. So it's good. It's been fun learning how to do that. I have to say. Yeah.
I love what you just said in regard to. The product shower, what did you call that?
The spa shower.
The spa shower.
Once or twice
you
a week.
can market that.
I know, like a little packet. That's a good idea. I might have to do that.
I want it.
Yeah, okay. It's like a boot camp, like spa shower boot camp.
I love that. Okay, that's such a great idea.
Ooh,
I think that would make a really nice gift.
That's a good idea.
All right.
Putting it in the vault.
All right. So, Carrie, if people want to, and they will want to, follow you and order some of your products, where can they find you? Okay,
so I sell on Etsy. I've been there. That was my first place I started selling. So it's Brownies, andginger.etsy.com. I also have a website, Brownies and Ginger Soap.com. I also do wholesale for small businesses on the site Faire, F-A-I-R-E, and you just have to search Brownies and Ginger. And I'm on Amazon too, but not as much as I'm on their handmade site. I more focus on my website and my Etsy most of the time, but I do get orders on Amazon too.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's a handmade site. You have to be accepted. Sometimes they're a little stringent with their shipping guideline. They want you shipping like tomorrow, when, my stuff's handmade, so not everything can be shipped out in 1 or 2 days.
Right.
So sometimes I struggle like with them a little bit because it's handmade and, I understand, but they're pushing you to, push it out faster, which can affect your quality. So we don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So that's why I kind of stepped back from there a little bit. But
okay. And you just mentioned shipping, and you had, I think, previously said that you have clients that are across the country.
All over.
Yes,
I pretty much have shipped to every state at this point. I don't ship outside the U.S. It's just the hassle of the paperwork and things. But I have shipped to pretty much every state, including Hawaii. I shipped to Nantucket Island once. Like, it's just little places you just don't even know exist that my soaps have gone, which is amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I need to get a map and start putting pins on it.
I've seen that.
I need
I've
to
seen
do it.
that. I love that. You should
great.
do that.
Yeah, it's
that would
really
be so
great
much fun.
to
You can
see.
put it in your she shed.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I'm going to actually do that because if I go back the 13 years, 12 years, I could totally see it's everywhere. And there'll be a lot of pins in different places. But I do have a big following locally, which is great. And you can also pick up from me. If you place an order, just send me a message and, I'll send you a code to remove the shipping. So you can just do a pickup. So, and yeah, it's been a good gig.
Awesome. So Carrie is at browniesandginger.com.
Browniesandgingersoap.com. Yes.
And Brownies and Ginger on Etsy.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, that was amazing.
Thank you. This was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
So here they are. I love, love, love these soaps. Check it out. Let me get them out of my secret stash area. This one is by Carrie, Brownies and Ginger. It's candy cane soap. I know candy cane season is not now, but I bought a stash of them over the holidays last year, 6 months ago. And I still have one left. It's so nice. Then this is my absolute favorite. It's the oats and honey soap. This one actually have oats. It has oats in it. You can see the oats right there. So good. Such a nice body scrub. And one more, we have lavender calendula soap. And it has flowers on it. Isn't that pretty? They're so nice. This one is really nice on the skin. And there you have it, Brownies and Ginger soaps.